The 8 Lives of Buddy. Allow me to introduce to you the most handsome, strong, and funniest man in the world. His name is Buddy, and he is my cat. Buddy is no ordinary cat. He came into my life when I was in 7th grade, at a time when I needed support and love more than I had ever had in my entire life. I had just developed a heart condition that year that took away everything that I loved, from my friends to playing sports. The doctors did not know what was wrong with me and did 2 experimental surgeries to try and figure it out. I was lost, confused, and more scared than I had ever felt before. My parents decided that I needed something to cuddle with and something that I could love. They agreed to get me a kitten. After months of searching for the perfect fluff ball, I finally found him on Craigslist and instantly fell in love. Buddy and I developed an amazing bond right off the bat. He followed me everywhere I went and slept with me in my bed right next to my heart every night. He literally was my buddy. As Buddy got a little older, his curiosity began to get the best of him, especially when it came to trees. Mind you, Buddy is not the most coordinated cat in the world. Let's just say his balance skills aren't quite up to par. Now, I give to you the story of Buddy and his 8 lives. The first incident that Buddy had with a tree was when he was a year old. He was curious and decided to climb up a large tree in our front yard. He just kept climbing and climbing, up and up, until he could not get down. There was no way we could reach him or a way for him to get down, so we called a tree man to come over the following day. They climbed the tree with ropes and grabbed him and threw him in a pillowcase to bring him back to me. We all said, "Crazy cat, thank God that's over." But little did we know this was only the beginning. A few months later, he did the exact same thing, but in a different tree in the backyard. Luckily, my friend Andrew came over that day and was brave enough to save him. Thank goodness that he was safe and sound yet again. The next incident did not consist of a tree. Instead, Buddy got stuck in our shed for 2 days. We had no idea where he was until we heard a faint meow. We were then able to locate him and get him out of that creepy shed. Once again, he was home safe and sound. Buddy's 4th life was one of the worst. He was being adventurous yet again and climbed up a big tree in the backyard. He was really stuck, but this time he tried to get down. However, when he tried, he slipped and fell from 50 feet in the air onto the ground. I thought for sure he was a goner. There was no way he would have been able to survive that one. But of course, it was only his 4th life, and he still had 4 more to go. A year later, Buddy decided to chase a squirrel right up a tree, and once again, he got stuck. This time, he spent the night. And I used our pool cleaner pole to give him shrimp to eat up in the tree until the gardener was able to get him down the very next day. Whew! Once again, dodged another bullet. The 6th life of Buddy was taken by my neighbor's shed. Buddy had followed the neighbor's cat into the shed, and the door closed while he was in there. He was stuck for 5 days. We had no idea where he was, and we even printed out lost cat posters and hung them all over the neighborhood. I thought he was gone forever. Until, on the 5th day, the neighbor had heard him crying. 5 days of no food or water, and he was still alive. Such a trooper. Buddy's 7th life was pretty bad. He was chased up by the neighbor's dog up a long and tall and skinny cedar tree. He went all the way to the top. This was the worst tree run yet. He stayed up there all night crying while a storm came in and the wind began to throw the tree back and forth all night, with him holding on for dear life. A group of blue jays began pecking at Buddy from all different directions during the daytime, and he still hates blue jays to this day. A tree man was able to come over later the next day, and he climbed the tree next to the one Buddy was caught in and barely was able to grab him by the neck. Most recently, Buddy was chased up the neighbor's tree by another dog. He went the highest he has ever gone in his entire 8 lives. Once again, the tree man came to the rescue after a horrible night of thinking he was going to fall. Despite all the rough experiences that he has been through and those crazy 8 lives, he is still my best friend and the best cat that anyone could have ever asked for. Now, Buddy stays away from trees. He's finally figured out that the ultimate life is really about hanging out in the house, eating tuna, and sleeping on down comforters. And these are the 8 lives of Buddy.
People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end. People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a one-boy cuddly toy, my